we are here to talk about a seriously juicy fight today. An amazing elite level matchup. And that fight is Naoya Inoue challenging Stephen Fulton for the WBA and WBO Super Bantamweight titles. This fight will be taking place on the 7th of May, the day after Cinco de Mayo, in Yokohama Arena, Kanagawa, Japan. Kanagawa is Inoue's hometown, where he grew up. So not only is Stephen Fulton going to Japan, he's going to Inoue's hometown, which is incredible. So, as for the date, the 7th of May, I hear it's happening just a few hours after Canelo's fight with Ryder, which will be announced very soon. I'll give a video on that as well. So, this is one of the 4 elite level matchups in boxing, in my opinion, between 2 genuinely pound for pound fighters. And those 4 elite fights are as follows: Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, Crawford and Beterbiev versus Bivol, Spence versus Terence Crawford, and obviously this. Now, it's truly a refreshment, because the absolute elite matchups, more often than not, do not get made. As we saw last year, Spence versus Terence Crawford, unfortunately, the month of negotiations still fell through. Bivol and Crawford and Beterbiev, I don't think I've ever entered serious negotiations for a fight. I hear there's talks of staging a fight like early in the middle of this year or later this year, but I don't see those as realistic considering the mandatories in a way. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk is a different story. I think that will happen. I've heard some positive things over the past day or two, but I'll go into that in a different video. This is signed, sealed, delivered, officially announced. There's already been a press conference to announce the fight. This is a fight that you don't see often in boxing, between 2 genuinely elite fighters. And the reason that this fight is so great is that you take a look at Stephen Fulton. What is the hardest fight for Stephen Fulton? It's Naoya Inoue. Even considering the fact that Usyk has 2 of the other belts, it's Naoya Inoue without a shadow of a doubt. When you look at Naoya Inoue, what is the hardest fight for him in the neighbouring weight divisions? Even if you factor featherweight into it, it's probably still Stephen Fulton. So this, in that instance, shows why it is such a massive occasion. This is a genuine super fight, especially in Japan. This will be huge. This is taking place in Yokohama Arena, which is around 17,000. This will do big numbers at the gate in Japan. I hear some people complaining of a potential dodgy decision if it goes to the scorecards. I don't see that happening. Home judges in Japan are a lot fairer than others. They're not almost blatantly corrupt like UK judges, German judges, British judges, Thai judges. They're not like that. They are very fair. The Japanese are honourable people. They are not a fan of dishonouring and cheating people. So it's a massive relief. I was so excited when I heard that these 2 had a deal done, or a deal close to completion back in, I think it was late January. And just this morning, Monday morning, because it'll be actually Tuesday morning now, this fight got announced. And It's such a good fight, man. One of the 4 most elite matchups in boxing. And the reason I say that, also, is that they're the clear-cut number 1 and number 2, even with Nurjan Akhmadaliev. Naoya Inoue is clearly better than Akhmadaliev. I think Akhmadaliev is a very good fighter, but he's not elite. He's not a completely elite, great fighter like Naoya Inoue and Stephen Fulton are. And that applies to the other fighters. Spence, Terence Crawford, the clear-cut number 1 and number 2. Whatever order you want to put them in is up to you, but they're clearly number 1 and number 2. Same with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, clear-cut number 1 and number 2. Wherever you want to put them in at number 1 and number 2, it's up to you. And the same goes to Dimitri Bivol and Beterbiev, clear-cut number 1 and number 2. And you can put those in any order you like. So you can't really apply that to many other weight divisions in boxing where they're clear-cut number 1 and number 2, where they are a level above number 3. It's a truly remarkable scene in boxing. It doesn't happen often. And this is why I like to mention that it's not so special at lightweight, because there's not a clear-cut number 1 and number 2. Haney beat a very limited Kambosos, who got a lucky opportunity against a very, very poor Teofimo Lopez. He was not number 1, even with the belts. There are tons of people that can beat Kambosos. And even now, Lomachenko is on the slide. And Tank needs to prove himself against Ryan Garcia, which I think he will. I think he will beat Ryan Garcia. But we need to see it. We need to see it proven. These guys in light heavyweight, super bantamweight, heavyweight and welterweight have proved they are well head and shoulders above the rest of the division. And that's what makes these fights so special. I will be doing a prediction video when the fight nears, but now I'm just here to announce how happy I am that this fight has been announced. So savour fights like this, because with some fights not happening that we would like to see happen, hell, even if somehow Fury and Usyk collapses, which I don't think it will, but a lot of people do, with, you know, some of the negative comments that are being thrown around. If that happens, then we've got savour fights like this, because this is genuinely special. So I'm going to cap it off there, and I will just savour the opportunity to watch such a special fight. So I am going to go now. I will see you later.